Morning all. All right, so we got 6 games tonight in the NHL, 2 starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 Eastern, 1 an hour later, 1 an hour later, so on and so forth. So 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Winnipeg Jets and the Boston Bruins. This should be a really good one. On December 22nd, Winnipeg beat Boston 5-1, and that was a statement game. We'll see if Boston remembers that one tonight. Winnipeg is 30-10-4 on the season. They're 10-1-1 over the last month. They're 1 point ahead of Colorado for first in the division. They are 4 points ahead of Dallas. Over the last month, Nemesnikov's been their best scorer. I was surprised too. 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points over 12 games. Nemesnikov's had a very good month though. So is Lowry. 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points in 12 games. And Appleton has started getting goals again. He has 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points in 12 games over the last month. So we'll see how things go for them. Against a Boston team that's 28-8-9 overall. They're 9-2-3 over the last month. They're 7 points ahead of Florida, 11 points ahead of Toronto. Pasternak's been their leading scorer over the last month. 11 goals, 12 assists, 23 points in 14 games. Danton Heinen seems to have the goal scoring going right now. 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points in 14 games for him. And Boqvist has been good since coming up and playing. 8 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points for Jesper Boqvist. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Vegas and the New Jersey Devils. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on March the 17th, also known as St. Patrick's Day. So for Vegas, they're 27-14-5 overall. They're 6-6 over the last month. They are 7 points back of Vancouver and 6 points ahead of Edmonton. So right in the middle there is the number 2 team in the Pacific. Mark Stone leading them in scoring over the last month. 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points in 12 games. Keegan Colasar, prominent in games in terms of just his name being said for hitting and sometimes for punching. But a goal and 3 assists, 4 points for Colasar. He's a decent points producer at times as well. Paul Cotter was all around the net in their last game. He hasn't had a goal in a while. He has 2 assists over the last month in 12 games. On the New Jersey side, 23-18-3 is their record. 7-5-1 is their record over the last month. They are 4 points back of Tampa Bay for that second wildcard spot. Nico Hischier leading him in scoring over the last month. 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points over those 13 games. McLeod, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points for Michael McLeod over the same period. The McLeod brothers doing pretty well over the last little while here. Timo Meier, since his return, well, overall over the last month, 7 games, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. It's still a process with Meier. I'm not as panicked about his contract as I've seen some others feeling, but yeah, it is concerning when somebody's not producing the way that they were expected to. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start between Florida and Nashville. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on March the 21st. For Florida, they're 27-14-4 overall. They're 9-2-2 over the last month. 7 points back of the Boston Bruins for first place and 4 points ahead of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Matthew Tkachuk leading him in scoring over this time period. 7 goals, 14 assists, 21 points in 13 games. Lou Sturinen, 13 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points for him. And Lomberg, just the 1 assist over the last 13 games have got him on the board because you never know. Every now and then Lomberg shows some offense. 25-20-1 is the record for the Nashville Predators. They're 6-6-1 over their last 10 games. Over the last month. I'm so used to saying last 10 games. But over the last month, they're 6-6-1. They're 9 points back of Dallas for third place in the division. They're 1 point behind LA for the number 1 wildcard spot. So the odds of Nashville finishing in the top 3, not great. The odds of them finishing in the playoffs, not bad. Nyquist leading them in scoring over the last month. 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points in those 13 games. Novak, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points over that same time period. Tomasino. The offense, I think, will come for him, but at this point over the last month, a goal, 3 assists, 4 points in 12 games. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Arizona Coyotes. I really went back and forth on which one I wanted to wear. I was like, do I want to wear Arizona? I'll wear Pittsburgh. But either way, Pittsburgh won the first meeting December the 12th by a score of 4-2. Penguins are 21-16-6 overall. They are 6-3-3 over the last month. They are 5 points back of Tampa Bay for that last playoff spot in the West. Or in the East, I should say. It's Arizona that's trailing in the West. I'll wake up at some point. It'll happen. Letang leading Pittsburgh in scoring over the last month. A goal, 14 assists, 15 points in those 12 games. Logan O'Connor, as both the O'Connor brothers have been good lately too. 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points for Drew O'Connor. Puustinen, a goal and 2 assists, 3 points in 12 games. I was kind of surprised his production wasn't higher, to be honest. He's prominent in games I watch too. Arizona 22-19-3 is their overall record. They're 5-6-1 over the last month. 4 points back of Nashville for that final playoff spot in the West. Dursey leading him in scoring over the last month. 2 goals, 10 assists, 12 points in 12 games. Sean Dursey does like it in the desert. Logan Cooley has been playing really well recently, but he only has a goal and 3 assists over the last month. Carconi got off the schneid last game. He finally got his first goal in a while, so we'll see if he can get things going. He has a goal and an assist for 2 points in 10 games over the last month. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific start between Chicago and Vancouver. Vancouver won the first meeting on December 17th by a score of 4-3. The third and final meeting will be February the 13th. Chicago is 14-30-2 on the season. They are 4-9-1 over the last month. They are 21 points behind Nashville for that last playoff spot. That's a lot. Dickinson leading him in scoring over the last month, 14 games, 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points. That's part of how you end up getting a pretty good extension if you're Dickinson. Joey Anderson had a goal, I think it was in their last game. He has a goal and an assist for 2 points in the 6 games he's played over the last month. Ryan Donato is supposed to be back tonight. He has 1 assist in the 12 games he's played for Chicago over the last month. So Donato's due for some points production. On the Vancouver side, they're 31-11-4 overall. They're 9-2-1 over the last month. They are 7 points ahead of Vegas and 13 points ahead of Edmonton. And yet I keep seeing this silly argument of, well, Edmonton would trash Vancouver in the playoffs. Vancouver would trash Edmonton in the playoffs. Nobody's there yet. We don't know. So anyways, Vancouver, Pettersson, their leading scorer over the last month. 12 goals, 8 assists, 20 points in 12 games. Höglander had a couple of goals in their last game. He now has 4 goals and an assist in the 12 games they've played over the last month. And Lafferty, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points over 12 games. And, you know, I don't know that I've said thank you, Toronto, but, yeah, Lafferty's been a good depth scorer for him. 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific start between San Jose and LA. LA's won the first 2 meetings. December 19th, it was a score of 4-1. December 27th, a score of 5-1. The fourth and final meeting will be on April the 4th. And I already checked; it's also a 7:30 start. For the Sharks, they're 11-31-4. They're 2-10-1 over the last month, and it's the same story it usually is. If you bring your work boots, you should be able to defeat San Jose. If you take them lightly, they can win the game. 25 points separates San Jose from the playoffs. Granlund leading him in scoring over the last month. 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points in 12 games. Barabanov, who's a pending UFA, 2 goals and an assist for 3 points in 12 games. Logan Couture was very prominent in his return last game. He had 1 assist in that game, and that's all he's played so far this year. So right now, Couture on a point-per-game pace. On the LA side, they're 22-13-8 overall. They are 4-6-4 over the last month, and they really need to get it together because they're now 1 point back of Edmonton. They're only 1 point ahead of Nashville in that wild card chase. So really, they're not that far from the playoff line. That means they're only 5 points clear of Arizona and other teams residing in that area. There are 3 teams sitting right below that playoff line at 47 points. So Kempe leading them in scoring over the last month. 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points in 14 games. P.L. Dubois, if he can get the scoring going, that'd be great. 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points in 14 games for him. And LaFerriere, very energetic player. The talent's there too. He has 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points over their last 14 games. And yeah, let me know your winners in the comment section below. Who do you think comes out ahead in these games? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.